Reading informational texts, residential schools. Learning goal. I will identify the features, main ideas, and supporting details of an informational text in a 3-2-1 strategy chart. Success criteria. I can identify the organizational structure of an informational text. I can scan headings to make predictions about content. I can identify the main ideas and supporting details in an informational text, and I can demonstrate my understanding of an informational text in a 3-2-1 strategy chart. Before reading, brainstorm the type of text you have read that gives you information on a subject. Post your list in the following discussion forum. Where do I get information from? When you're posting your brainstorm, post a minimum of 5 places where you get information from. During reading, what are informational texts? Informational texts are writings that mainly give information on a topic. Examples include news reports, magazines, science or history books, autobiographies, and instruction manuals. The elements of informational texts. The elements of an informational text are clearly provided in the following document. Nonfiction text features: guide words, title page, table of contents, index, glossary, headings, subheadings, keywords, illustrations and photographs, captions, diagrams, labels, text box, maps, charts, schedules, tables, etc. As you can see, they have actually included examples of each of these features as well. Index, glossary, heading, title, subheading, subtitle, keywords, bold, italics, photograph, caption, diagram with labels, text box, map, chart, and so forth. Once you finish reading through this informational text features document, then complete the following exit ticket. This is a quiz that asks you to identify elements of an informational text. So be sure that you have the knowledge needed to complete this quiz. So make sure you know what the features of an informational text are. I've provided some visual examples of informational texts. We see magazines, we see textbooks, we see news reports. Here's an index, here's a graph, here's a timeline. These are all parts of an informational text. Now that you know what an informational text is and the features of an informational text, you are going to move on to reading an informational text. So, this is a very famous photo of a residential school. If you don't already know what a residential school is, then you are going to learn. Residential schools were considered kind of a stain on Canada's history. They were schools that existed up until the 1990s that basically took First Nation children away from their parents, and their whole goal was really to make them into white citizens. So it was basically to take the Indian out of the child, is what Duncan Scott said the goal of the residential school was. So you do not need prior knowledge to complete this task, because you are going to be learning about residential schools in this informational text that I have provided. So your task is you will complete a 3-2-1 strategy chart for the following article. Here's the article. This article is titled, "At least 4,000 Aboriginal children died in residential schools, Commission finds." So what you will do is you will read through the article. Before you begin reading, take a look at this document. It gives you tips for reading informational texts. So as you can see, before reading, you're going to really only focus on the during reading. Divide the reading into smaller chunks. Read quickly, then slowly. Read the selection and jot down thoughts, responses to questions, and new questions that occur to you. So these are all strategies that you might use while you are reading an informational text. The most important thing to do is to make sure you are highlighting, taking notes, and noting the most important facts, details, and people that are noted in this article. When you're finished reading the article, complete the 3-2-1 strategy chart. Be sure to write in complete sentences and proofread for spelling, grammar, and clarity. This is your 3-2-1 strategy chart. As you can see, you can write right on the chart. So your name you would include here. You would include the date, the title of the article, which is right here, and the source, which is National Post. 3 things you discovered. So 3 facts that you discovered while reading this informational text. 2 interesting things that you discovered while reading this informational text, and 1 question you still have after reading this informational text. Remember to write in full sentences, and you can also reflect the question in the response. So 1 question I still have is, 2 interesting things I found and 3 things I discovered were. Be sure to write in complete sentences and proofread for spelling, grammar, and clarity. When you are finished, complete the chart. Submit it using the following link. However, you are not finished there. Remember, you had to create 1 question that you had after reading this document. Your next step is that you will research the answer to the question you formulated on the 3-2-1 strategy chart. Once you're finished researching the answer, then you will post the question and the answer along with the source. So the source is where you found the answer to the question you formulated in the following discussion forum. So you would click here and it's going to bring you to the discussion post where you can start a new thread, post your question, post the answer along with where the source where you found that answer. Be sure to write in full sentences. Your response should be at least 1 paragraph long. So if I'm asking you to create a response that is at least 1 paragraph long, then you should know that you need to create a question that has an array of answers. Don't create a question that has a yes or no response. Create a higher level thinking question. So a question that has multiple answers that can provide you with a response that's 1 paragraph long. You are being assessed on this discussion post, so make sure you create a question and find the answer that are both thorough and show your knowledge and understanding of the topic. If you follow all these steps, you'll be sure to create a really great strategy chart and get a level 4 response. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Good luck.